Now I'd like to calculate the percentage increase in row 6. This could be done for sales, overheads or profits. The data we see in rows 2, 3 and 4. So our aim is to show what has changed from month to month. We have no previous entries in January, there's nothing to put in the cell for January. But beginning in February, we want to be comparing either of these two sales numbers for these two overhead numbers, or maybe the profit numbers. Now, if we're working with profits, we want to show the percent of increase we grew from 20 to 30%. Now, we can approach the formula in a few different ways. It may be that we need to calculate the difference first. The usual way to calculate the percent of increase is to begin the formula with the equal sign and then subtract these two entries. The latter entry, C4, minus your former entry, B4. You can either click or type those cells. Now we want to subtract these and then divide by the starting entry. You may already have worked out that the answer should be approximately 50%, but when we press enter it comes up with 29. And this is obviously incorrect. So it brings up something called the order of precedence. When you write formulas in Excel, it looks at the operators, the minus, the division sign, the plus sign, the asterisk for multiplication. And it goes by a hierarchy or an order of precedence. I've put these here in column A for reference. In Excel, if you don't have anything special, and we haven't put anything special in yet, Excel analyzes the formula, so if it's looking at the list in column A and the first symbol it sees in that list is a division symbol, so it calculates this first, and that is equal to 1. So C4 minus 1 is 29. So that's the reason we get this answer. Now, what we actually want to do first is a subtraction. So we put the first portion of the formula inside parentheses. Now, when Excel sees this formula, it'll see the order of hierarchy, and it'll first do what's within the parenthesis and then the division. And we get the answer that we wanted. So it may not be in the format that we assumed it would be, but it is a correct answer. If we want to display this as a percent, we'll use a percent symbol in the number group, which is on the Home tab. The label says percent increase. This isn't quite true because some of these are going to decrease, so we can change that to percent change or profit change, and we'll do the same kind of thing in adjacent cells. In cell C6, we're calculating the relationship between those two cells. In these cells here, we'll be doing the same kind of calculation with these two cells. So we're back to cell C6. We'll drag the fill handle in the bottom right hand corner of the cell into these cells to begin analysing the other data. It says that in the first 6 months we grew by 50%, then by 2/3, 67%. It then went flat, and it grew by 30%, and then by 23%. If some of these numbers go negative, you have to use other techniques to work out how to display them. Sometimes you need to work out these types of calculations on your own. These wouldn't be in an Excel menu. So by using these common operators and the parenthesis, it takes care of most issues. Most of the time, if you look at a formula and the answer is incorrect, it's usually because there's no parenthesis. The caret symbol, which you might use occasionally, is for raising a number to a power. So if I want to know what 20 squared is, I see the 20 up there equal this cell caret 2. There are components of very sophisticated and lengthy formulas here. Usually our formulas are much more straightforward, and the percent increase and percent change are standard calculations and quite simple to do in Excel.